Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime, coming at you with my review for One Piece Chapter 855. And I'm not gonna lie, this chapter was interesting. Um, interesting in the way where not a whole lot happened, and yet at the same time it did. Um, so right off the bat, we get reintroduced, I guess, to Bobbin, or how he's introduced into this one, Bobbin the Fixer, with a bounty of over 155 million berries, and there's not much to really know with him, other than the fact that he seems to. What we saw here was he seemed to have some kind of a strange hypnosis type power. So my personal theory on that particular power right now, until we get a confirmation on that, is that it's either a devil fruit or it has something to a devil fruit, his eyes, or his mask. One of those three. I'm leaning a little more towards the devil fruit, but it's either the core of his hypnosis powers that we saw is either in his is that he's got a devil fruit. It's in the hypnosis power exists somewhere within his eyes, or it's his mask or something like that. But yeah. And pretty much after that it's pretty much a after that it pretty much the chapter switches back to Nami to Nami Tanami Jinbei, Carrot, and Chopper, who are still in the mirror world, but are basically looking in on Big Mom's room, and the majority of the rest of the chapter focused on that particular area because it was basically them having different attempts to basically taking different attempts in order to rescue Brooke. And I'm not gonna lie, if I did if I did have a problem with the chapter, it would be that particular scene because I did feel while the scene had its funny bits, I did feel that they kind of dragged it out just slightly, but I guess it's not really any. But other than that, like they in the end, it did of course succeed in rescuing Brooke. Now, it was immediately after they rescued Brooke that something. I just wish it was toned down. Of course, I just wish it was cut down. I think they could have cut down like half of that scene or something like that. But immediately after the rescue Brooke, that's where shit hits the fan because we found out that apparently even before Brooke was kidnapped by Big Mom, apparently he was already in the middle of doing the Poneglyph rubbing. So, but by the time they rescued him, he basically had the Poneglyph rubbings inside his skull or skull compartment or whatever you want to call that. Now, about the rubbings. Um, Now there's the thing about it. Okay, they have the rubbings. That's all fine and dandy. However, if we remember back to the Zoe arc, Luffy kind of just I'm not sure how Luffy is really going to react to the fact that they only managed to get the rubbings. Like, to me, if you remember back in the Zoe arc, when Luffy when it was described that when it was described by I think it was either Nekomamushi or no, it was Dogstorm. It was Inuarashi who said the two ways to get poneglyphs. The two ways to get the poneglyphs were either to get paper rubbings of them, or you could of course or you could just steal a poneglyph itself. And of course, when the poneglyph rubbing idea was suggested, Luffy just had a deadpan face on him. And the reason why I'm bringing this up basically is because I'm I'm concerned that when Luffy finds out that they only managed to get rubbings of it, I'm worried he's just gonna revert back to some stupid ass decision and rip up the and say no, we're going in, we're taking out Big Mom, and we're going in, we're taking out Big Mom, and we're getting the Poneglyph. And if that does happen, I'm just gonna have this face on because look, I'm sorry, but again, I know I keep repeating myself over and over again, but the way Luffy is, I'm not sure he can take Big Mom. At least not in a competent fight, like at least not in a long-winded fight anyway. Um, so I'm really hoping that right now that as far as like I hope the Poneglyph rubbings are gonna be in that Brook got are gonna be enough to keep. We have to reserve Luffy saying, "Oh, okay, we can do the rubbings," but who knows what's gonna happen. I hope Oda doesn't. I hope Oda does this smart because he has built up, of course, for a very long time that Big Mom ain't nothing to fuck with. So I guess we're just going to have to see. Um, Aside from that, the only other notable thing to mention is the final end of the chapter where we see Sanji standing over basically a withered with a withered unconscious Luffy. Now we all know I'm keeping my reservations about it because we all know Oda he isn't gonna kill Luffy, at least probably not until the end of the series, I imagine, if he does do that. But like but I imagine that at this point he is near death. Like I don't think he's actually dead. Oda wouldn't. I don't think Luffy's actually dead. Oda wouldn't do that at all, or at least not yet. But yeah, I think I think he's just kind of he's dying. He's not dead, but he's dying of starvation. So I imagine when Sanji does hold up that food to Luffy's nose or whatever, I assume he's gonna start chomping away and eating at it in a very comedic fashion. So but yeah, I'm right now. I'm just kind of keeping my reservations on that whole thing with it, on that whole thing, honestly. Um, but yeah, guys, that's my review of One Piece chapter 855. It was an okay chapter for what it was, but again, there were a few things I wish they could have trimmed down to make way for more stuff after that. But it is what it is. But yeah, guys, if you like the review, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. This is Night of Anime, signing off. See you guys.